Wait, what? You clicked on this video. It's 2023 and you're new to Garry's Gmod? You've never played Gmod Prop Hunt either? Okay, that officially makes you a noob. Can I interest you in a more recent game? Like Stray? Or God of War Ragnarok? Or even Elden Ring? Wait, what? No, you're going to stay and watch the entire video? Okay, well, fine. In this video, I'll be covering how to install Garry's mod, Gmod Prop Hunt, and to verify you have a successful installation and you can actually get in and play the game. In the next video, I'll be covering part 2, which is how to set up a private session between your friends, whether it's 2 players, 4 players, or more, and to verify that that's working. In the third and final video, I'll be covering an actual in-game play of Garry's mod, Gmod Prop Hunt, and go over some of the options, keystrokes, things like that while you're playing. This is the home screen of Garry's mod, and this is where we'll be installing Gmod Prop Hunt from scratch. The very first step here is to look at the left side menu, and you see things like Start New Menu, Find Multiplayer Game, and Add-ons. We're going to be selecting Add-ons here to start. And when you do that, you're taken to the top level of the subscribed category. And so let's zoom out here and take a closer look at that. So there's nothing found. No surprise, I'm just now starting from scratch. Things that you could find here in the future for subscriptions are game modes, which is this category, and then maps, which is that category. So the top level just aggregates all these different other types, game modes and maps. Our goal now is to find a game mode such as Gmod Prop Hunt and then populate it here and then do the same thing for a map. Those are our 2 requirements. We have to have stuff in here for those 2 categories. Now, game modes can include other things unrelated to Gmod Prop Hunt because there are other types of games available to play in Gmod. But for the purposes of this video, we're going to talk about Gmod Prop Hunt only. And so what we need to do is open Workshop. That will open up a Steam web browser. And this will allow us to search for the Gmod Prop Hunt game and also a Gmod Prop Hunt map. Now, if you don't have Steam using another platform, what I'm about to show you should still apply. You're still going to have to search for it and add it as a subscription to Garry's Gmod. So first things first, let's take a look at game modes. So I'm going to filter on just game modes right now to make our search results a little bit cleaner. You can see a facet filter here has been applied for just game modes. And now I can go ahead and type in here things like PH or Prop Hunt or things like that. If I happen to know the title, and in this case, I do know the title I want, I can do that. HideNSeek is the name of the title I want. I press enter. Here are my results. So obviously I have other titles with the same or similar names. I have to then look at the author in the by field. And so this is the one I want because I'm familiar with it. If I click on the plus here, which I have circled on my screen, that adds it to my game mode subscriptions, which you saw just a minute ago in the Gmod interface. So I've taken care of the first requirement, which is add a game mode for Prop Hunt. Now, you don't have to use mine. You could use other Prop Hunt versions here, because there are different modifications for each version. Some might enable lock rotation, for example, on a prop. That might be of interest to you, so you might have to search for that and add that. And so I've added 1 game mode. That's fine for demonstration. The next thing is add a map. So let's select that. You see the facet filter here is nothing but maps now. And I can clear out this search result. I happen to know the name of the map I want, which is PH_office. You could also do just PH or Prop Hunt or PH_restaurant, things like that to add more maps. Okay, so PH_office, I press enter on that search and I get similar names here. I know the author here is the one I want because I've used this author's map before. I'm going to click on the plus sign. And again, you can read the little description there in the bubble, pop-up bubble. If I click on plus, that has now added that map to the maps section under subscription. So I've now met those 2 requirements. I can close out of this browser. I no longer need it. Now, if you want these 2 particular things I've just highlighted, I'll put that in the description, direct links to the Steam area, so you don't have to recreate my search terms. So let's go ahead and verify what I told you was accurate. If I click on Maps here, there's the map I just added and subscribed to in the Steam web browser, and game modes as well. Now notice this is my only map or game mode. It's Prop Hunt, and at this point I can disable it or uninstall. But by inference, you can tell that this is currently enabled. And so this comes in handy when you have dozens and dozens of game modes in your screen here. And again, it doesn't have to be just Prop Hunt. It could be unrelated to Prop Hunt. And so what you'd want to do is go to the lower right here, click on this wrench, and then you could further filter on, and reduce the noise, right? So you could do enabled only, and then you get your only enabled game modes here. The same thing applies for maps. You can do enabled, disabled, sort by name, things like that. So this lets me know that I have the two requirements met. If I clicked on the top level here, it's a summary and aggregate of all the things I've subscribed to. So that looks good to me. Let's click on the lower left here where that I have circled and highlighted with my pointer. And let's go back. And now you remember this. We can go ahead and zoom in and click on Start New Game finally. And once we do that, we see that this new second category of Prop Hunt was added. Originally, before Prop Hunt was installed, we just had the sandbox area, which is kind of the default mode of Gmod Prop Hunt. Gmod was meant to be a physics sandbox, right? So now that we've added a particular game type of Prop Hunt, I select it here. That's step 1. I select the map, which is step 2, which is ph_office. And then the third and most important thing, because I've made this mistake many a time by accident, if you look in the lower right corner here, you want to change that from sandbox to default to Prop Hunt. So in the beginning, this wasn't even an option for us, but after we did the installations, we now see this in the context menu. Select Prop Hunt at step 3, and let's zoom out here and look at step 4. So step 4 is in the upper right. I'm going to assume for the demo that I'm going to be a server for 2 players. So that's why I've selected 2 players. If you're going to join a server, you might want to select single player. But for me, I'm going to be a server. And then in the second video, I'll show you what to do with that server to get other people to join your multiplayer party. And I'm going to select peer-to-peer as the default. We're not going to delve into the other options for the sake of simplicity here. And so the last step here is to click on Start Game. So once I do that, as another verification, look in the upper left corner here. You see Garry's Gmod, PH_office, and Prop Hunt. Had that said Sandbox instead of Prop Hunt, you did something wrong. You had to go back and fix it. But here's another verification step. Prop Hunt by the author. I know I'm in this game mode. And now I click anywhere on the screen. I get this secondary screen. But I'm not ready to be a hunter, prop, or spectator yet, because I still need to do some more setup. And you can learn more about that in the second video, which is probably the most important video, because there's no use playing Prop Hunt by yourself. Anyway, I'll talk to you later and see you in the next video. Thank you for watching that video. As you can see on your screen, I've also included a link to my last video that I made, as well as the second to last video that I made, and also a link to a playlist that contains videos that I've made that are very similar to the one you just watched. And lastly, I've included my logo. If you click that and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video.